Good morning, everyone. Today is Monday, February 16th at 6:02 a.m. I'm your girl, Nora Christine, and you are watching Weekend Weekday Recap with the New Party. And we got some big headlines for you. Epstein updates, Savannah Guthrie's mom search, Obama gets a standing ovation at the NBA, and also all-star recap. So let's go. I'm gonna play our intro, and thank you guys for watching.
What it is, every revolution or every political movement or any kind of change, and having someone, okay, CIA, which is fucking for you to call me CIA when you know I'm not.
Everything was politicized. It was, oh, this is when we became the left versus the right. But both sides are trash. In COVID,
his own thing. So it seems to be that money's the issue, that like we're using money and that's how politics is being pushed. Because now we've seen what someone does when they use their own money and it doesn't seem to be a solution. So I feel like we take money out of politics, we'll have a much better political system.
Politician, you think they're gonna come out and tell me the truth? They was lying to my mama. They ain't gonna never tell us.
So everybody, we look at certain things just because, oh, this happens in the hood or we see this every day. All the way up. These people were speaking truth. King, we could talk X, we could talk it all. They were speaking truth.
What's going on in anyone's mind, but let's take it as a given that Gray's argument is true, that the argument to not have ID is that it would be discriminatory versus certain socioeconomic brackets or something. It's like
the world's greatest trial run of what people will do and what people won't do. And we are the only country on the planet that really fought against the government. A lot of it,
because you focus on 80-20 issues. I'm looking at the Epstein issue as we have 80% of the information we need to prosecute these people that actually did anything, but you're focusing on the 20% trying to take down Donald Trump, which you're never going to get. So I'm going to keep sitting here with a smug-ass face on every single day.
I'll explain. Good question. I'll give you the answer. The Republican Party constantly talks about transgenders and transgender surgery to minors.
I'm mostly on the left ideologically, but I don't associate with the Democrats because they're not ideologically on the left. The Democrats are clowns, and they're also losers.
About to be any engaging conversation. It's not about to be any discourse about different political ideologies, what works and what doesn't. If that is the outcome, right? For example, I'm not going to go and just put myself in the middle of a KKK rally.
Verify me. I'm not a fucking fed. They always do this. I'll say this, right? But they did the same thing to Nick. We've seen the video. They'll call people who are genuine and authentic feds because
the interesting thing to me is that the ones that claim that they believe the Constitution are now trampling the Constitution. The ones that said they believed in the First Amendment, the freedom of speech, right, are now going against the freedom of
leadership perspective.
They don't have no plan. They don't ever talk about nothing positive about the Democrat Party. Everything is just anti-Trump. They're not willing to have a conversation. They call us fascists. We willing to have a conversation. Charlie Kirk's willing to have a conversation.
I want to shift to Chicago. You mentioned the 90s, your time there, and that run by Michael Jordan in Chicago. Do you have a favorite moment during that time in Chicago during the 90s? I always enjoyed watching us beat Indiana. Oh my goodness! Although I will do that to me. Although I knew you were going to say that. I will say that nobody terrified me more than Reggie Miller with a possible three-point shot at the end of the game. You did push off Michael on that one play, though. Come on, Mr. President. Everybody knows. Did he push off in the Utah series? No, right? They didn't call it, right? No. Well, we gave it to you. You had to come back in Game 7, though. Didn't happen. We didn't happen. I want to shift to Chicago. You mentioned
Good morning and welcome to the new party. I'm Nora Christine and I'm the host of Weekend and Weekday Recap, bringing you the stories everyone's talking about and the ones they don't want you to hear. We're breaking down all the latest in politics, culture, and the moments that shape the headlines live at 6 a.m. every Monday and Friday morning. So grab your coffee, wake up your mind, and let's get into it, only here on The New Party.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Weekend Weekday Recap. I'm your girl, Nora Christine, and we're live. And like I said, if you got the first half and you've been with me since the beginning, we will be talking about Epstein, Savannah Guthrie's mom search. Obama gets a standing ovation at the NBA. And you guys saw in that intro clip, Obama was speaking about Chicago and sports. And then lastly, speaking of Chicago, Michael Jordan's car wins at Daytona 500, but that's not why he's in the headlines, guys. He does something pretty dramatic. So you definitely want to stay tuned right here. We're going to break it all down this morning. Thank you for watching. Make sure you guys hit that like button. So the NBA All-Star Weekend was held this weekend in Inglewood in California, another California game at the Inuit Dome. So pretty much they had a bunch of celebrities there. As you can see, Mr. Celebrity in Chief himself, Obama was there. You know, he's been on this world tour producing shows, going to events. And everyone is like really, comparing him to Trump, saying that supposedly he had a standing ovation when Trump gets booed at sporting events. As you can see there, that was him answering a few questions. He definitely was honored this weekend, and people said that they were happy to see him. This is a clip of him hanging out with Steph Curry. I'm about to play it. Guys, if you're watching, please support the live by hitting the like button. We bringing you some exclusive stuff here this morning, so definitely support the live. Here we go.
Gotta testify. Come up on the spot looking extra fly.
So the question is, do you want a president that everyone likes and goes to these games? People act as if people don't like Trump, and I don't believe that's true. I believe that this is just the cool thing for celebrities to do. You see Steph Curry in that shot right there. I don't think it means that people don't like Trump. This is just a cool, okay thing to do, is to say you like Obama at this point. And I don't think that's fair to Trump, because I don't think that that's true, that people boo for him when he goes everywhere. I just honestly think that right now we're living in a time where it's acceptable to like Obama. Obama's not the president. He's not the one making decisions. So it appears as if people, like I said, again, that they don't like Trump, but we're living in very divisive times. President Trump, he inherited a pretty bad situation when it came to the border. And this has been the number one thing hurting his presidency. It has been the situation with the border, with ICE, and what's going on with, the mass deportations or lack thereof. People on the left say he's being too aggressive. People on the right say he's not doing enough. Here's the clip of Obama getting that standing ovation that I promised you. Here we go. So yeah, that's the clip. People are, this was him getting.
Welcome to a very special guest, former President
So what do you guys think? I want to hear from you guys. What do you guys think about the standing ovation? People are like obsessed with this, bro. They're like, they keep talking about it. I'm going to just let that play in the background while we talk. Again, it's really hard when you have to fix a lot of things. Someone said better than neo-Nazi Trump. D. Trump is a PDF and he's currently kidnapping children. Hey, that's not true. Come on now. Trump rules, greatest president ever. So yeah, we have, even in our audience, it's polarized right now. You guys, for every person saying something insulting to Trump, other people are defending him. But yeah, so we had the USA Stars team, the USA Stripes team. The MVP was Anthony Edwards. USA Stars crushed USA Stripes 47-21. Devin Booker nearly triple-doubled across games. LeBron James made his 22nd All-Star appearance. Guys, speaking of LeBron James and the All-Star game, that wasn't the only thing that made headlines. Obama wasn't the only thing that made headlines. LeBron James upset some people. He was asked a question. I'm going to play it. Get your thoughts in here. This was him. He was asked specifically about Israel, I guess because there was an Israeli player right now. So that's why this is the focus. Let me play the clip for you guys. Make sure you guys tap the screen. Thank you for watching. Let's watch. Let's hear what he had to say.
Weasley B from Channel 14 in Israel. For all the Israeli fans, what message would you like to send for Israel? And also, what do you think about Danny Avdia?
Well, I've been quoted on Danny already. And they asked me what I thought about this season. I said I believe he was an all-star. And I mean, he is an all-star. He's playing, exceptional, basketball. So that's that. And then I mean, if I have fans over there, I've never been there. If I have fans over there, then I hope you've been following my career. I hope I inspire people over there to not only want to be great in sports, but I want you to be better in general in life. So hopefully someday I can make it over there. Like I said, I've never been over there, but I've heard nothing but great things, and I appreciate the question.
So yeah, some people were dragging LeBron for saying that. All the guy said was he would like to go to Israel someday. People were upset about that in the comments. They keep talking about the fact that United Nations, Human Rights Watch, and Amnesty International have found that Israel has been carrying out a genocide in Gaza for the past 2 years. People are just dragging him. They are like literally dragging him, all for saying that comment. I personally don't see anything wrong with what he said. He says, I would like to go there someday. I don't see him overly saying anything too, nice or too wrong with what he said. But these are the times that we're living in. I really don't, and like I told you guys on my last episode, I want NBA players to remain NBA players. I want sports, our athletes to remain just focusing on sports. They don't need to be talking about politics. They just need to stay away from certain things. And I feel like that's where we're at. But guys, not only was that interesting, Devin Booker was asked too about another topic, which is pretty interesting what he said. Devin Booker is an NBA player, and he was asked about last week's All-Star game. Let's hear what he had to say.
Okay.
Or Super Bowl, I mean.
Yeah.
How does it feel to be a part of that milestone? And also, for the fans in Puerto Rico, what do you think about that?
I'm Mexican. Yeah. I didn't watch it, to be completely honest.
He said, I'm Mexican. Don't be asking me about no Bad Bunny. Okay. He didn't watch it. So that was his answer. That went viral this weekend, guys. He basically, people felt like he was throwing shade. I don't feel like he's throwing shade against the the Bad Bunny Super Bowl performance. But you know, and I don't blame him. Like, why are you asking me this? First of all, I'm not in the NFL. I'm in the NBA. Why are you asking me this? And why are we trying to make fetch a thing? Like, why are we trying to get more people to say that they like that performance? It's a done deal. All right, guys. So the other thing in the news was Michael Jordan had a car that was in the NBA, not NBA, Jesus, in the Daytona 500, and his car won. Okay. Daytona 500 was held this weekend in Daytona, Florida. The winner was Tyler Reddick, and the team was 23XL Racing. Michael Jordan is a co-owner. But that's not what made the head. Well, first that did make the headlines. The second thing that made the headlines was something that Michael Jordan did. I'm going to show you the clip. You guys let me know what you think about the clip. Here we go. All right, we'll roll the clip back. That's Michael Jordan. That's one of the driver's son. I think the driver's son. He's wearing Jordan. Jordan is appearing to pull at his clothes. He doesn't look like he touches him. He touches the clothes. Seems to be like a playful thing. And people are going crazy about this, guys. They are not happy with Michael Jordan doing this, especially right now with the Epstein files. And I see you guys in the chat itching for the Epstein files. We are going to get to that next. We'll get to the Epstein salaciousness. But yeah, what do you guys think about what he did here? Was this appropriate? Was this inappropriate? This is like the main thing that is in the news right now. This not even the fact that, which is amazing, that he went from NBA to MLB, which is Major League Baseball, now to Daytona 500. And the fact that, like, look at this picture. I'm going to show you guys the picture of him with his trophy. This is like huge. Everybody is talking about that one thing, and it's overshadowing everything. It's like I don't know how I feel about it. I don't think it was appropriate necessarily that he did that. But I mean, he could have just been playing with the kid. But is that appropriate play is the question. This is Michael Jordan with his trophy, the Daytona 500 trophy. It's kind of reminiscent. People have been doing side-by-sides with him and the Chicago, when he won playing for Chicago Bulls, winning the NBA championship. So yeah, guys, a lot is to be said about this. This is a developing story. I'm sure by this evening we will cover why he did that. I have another shot for you guys if you want to see it. People, and this is a clearer picture. He clearly sees to pull on the clothes 5 or 6 times. But yeah, we're going to switch gears here, guys. I know you guys want to talk about the Epstein stuff. Definitely very, very salacious stuff. We're going to switch gears. We're going to talk about Epstein right now. So guys, if you're watching, please hit that like button. What is actually in the Epstein files, guys? What is actually in it? There's a lot of salacious things, okay, that are in it, but there are things, rumors of things that are supposedly in it that I haven't seen. I've been reading the emails. What I see from a lot of it is it was apparent that they were using code names for children. It was also apparent that they were meeting and transporting people and having these massages and all sorts of things. But there was a lot of financial implications in it, a lot of financial things. Also, the other big thing from the weekend is Pam Bondi's Department of Justice said, we have given you a full list. They released a full list of names associated with Epstein. But we got to be careful with this, guys, because yes, we have this list, but they had names of people that aren't even alive on said list. They had names of people on the list that were literally just mentioned in emails, not even in a positive way. Like, for example, Alex Jones, they didn't like Epstein, and his friends didn't like him. And they made a joke about him. And that's why he was listed. Beyonce and Jay-Z. I will say I looked at the emails. The only thing I could see about Beyonce per se is they were obsessed with her and they were going to her concerts. Like, they were traveling the country and buying tickets and going to her concerts. Like, that was pretty much, they loved Beyonce. And I don't know if it's because of the connection with Jay-Z or they just were Beyonce fans, you know? I didn't see anything untoward in regards to her. However, something did come out about Jay-Z, which we will cover this morning. Also, Marjorie Taylor Greene is still doing her rounds, talking about the Epstein files, although she's no longer in Congress as she has resigned. Let's watch this clip of her, you know, and see what she had to say. She was on a TV show. Here she goes.
To horrors and evil and the things that Jeffrey Epstein was doing, even to the point, like I read this morning that Dr. Oz invited Epstein to some Valentine's Day party he and his wife were having in 2016. This is Dr. Oz that's currently serving in the Trump administration over Medicare. Exactly. But that was after Epstein had been convicted of pedophilia. So it's like, what? How do these people, and that's the hardest part. These are people that we may love, people that we have cheered for, people that I know I supported. And it's both sides of the aisle. Everybody has got to come to the horrible, nasty truth in our faces that they have all come together. And it was about making money. It was about influence. It was about power. And it is being part of the ruling world elites that have affected all of our lives. And if we as a country cannot swallow that down and hold our government accountable, Jillian, it's beyond. I think it's gone already, but it is past gone. If we cannot do that, seriously, if we can't say this, no, we've had it with every single one of you.
Yes,
get the out of here. Like, what are we? They gave no.
Okay, guys. So pretty much we're going to talk about some things Epstein file related. We're going to do a brief recap, guys. If you're watching, thank you for supporting. Please hit the like button. The Epstein files have now been released due to a 2025 legislation that was passed. Congress passed the Epstein Files Transparency Act, requiring the Department of Justice to publicly release all unclassified investigative records. They claim that they have released 3 million files and that this is it. There's no more coming out. We have gotten everything at this point. Some people are saying that they don't believe that. Lawmakers such as Attorney General Pam Bondi emphasize that appearing in the files doesn't equate to wrongdoing. Many names appear due to peripheral mentions, medium forwarding, travel logs, or other non-criminal context. And that's what I explained to you guys. What I am interested in the Epstein files, I'm going to be completely honest with you, is two things: the flight logs and the emails. Yes, some of these people that came forward, anyone can come forward and make a report on you. That doesn't make it true, okay? I hate to say it, that doesn't make it true. However, they came with facts and receipts. I'll consider that too. Okay. Photographs. I want to see photos. I do care about that. Financial and bank records. This is also financial and bank records are number one, because Leon Black, the co-owner of Life Touch, you know, the photos, the ones that all of our kids take, that they have of all of our children, he gave Epstein large sums of money. So one can think he claims it was for business management. Listen, I listened to Epstein talk, and everybody is also attacking Steve Bannon too. Steve Bannon was doing a documentary leading up to Epstein. I don't know. They claim it was supposed to be a positive. I believe from the emails, from what I saw, it was going to be a positive thing. So shame on Steve Bannon for that. But he did give us insight to Jeffrey Epstein's mind. You guys can go back and watch one of our older episodes. We played clips from said documentary where he was explaining financial things. This guy was no financial guru, guys. Okay. So I'm like listening to him talk, and I'm like, no, that's wrong. That's wrong. Like, even I know certain financial things, and I'm like, people are going to him for advice. People are going to him for help. No, boo-boo. They were paying him these money to blackmail, to cover up and for silence. That's what I think. This guy had dirt on these people. He was operating this ex-trafficking ring to get dirt on powerful people. One, to blackmail them for financial reasons. Two, to blackmail them, to control them in controlling the world and ruling the world. That is essentially why this is important. So while there's ample evidence that Epstein sexually abused minors, a detailed review of internal DOJ FBI notes show investigators did not find concrete proof in the available files that Epstein operated a structured ex-trafficking ring serving powerful men. This doesn't rule out abuse, but highlights investigative limits. Hundreds of politically exposed persons and celebrities are mentioned in these files, guys. However, other countries, and I made a clip on this, I made a short, you guys can go watch it. They're not just saying, oh, there's nothing we can do. They are actually investigating this. Norway, France, they are actually investigating this. The only countries that I feel that are just like, well, kind of like looking the other way is the US and the UK. And that's unfortunate because we are the two most powerful countries in the world. This is just really sad, guys. It's really sad. I got a clip of Joe Rogan. He said he was invited and he did not go to the island. Let's see what Joe Rogan had to say, guys. If you're watching, please support the live and hit the like button. Also, I'm accepting super chats.
Sultan Ahmed bin Sulayem sent the torture video to Epstein. This is in 2009. So Epstein was saying that. Where are you? Are you okay? I love the torture video. I am in China. I'll be in the US second week of May. What the fuck, man? And why is his name redacted? Why would your name be redacted if you're not a victim? Like, this is what's crazy about all this. Like, how come you redact some people and you don't redact other people? Like, what is this? This is not good. None of this is good for this administration. It looks fucking terrible. It looks terrible. It looks terrible for Trump when he was saying that none of this was real. This is all a hoax. This is not a hoax. Like, did you not know? Maybe he didn't know, if you want to be charitable. But this is definitely not a hoax. And if you got redacted people's names and these people aren't victims, you're not protecting the victim. So what are you doing?
Right.
And how come all this shit is not released? Sultan.
So yeah, Joe Rogan said he was invited. He said he was offered to come to the island. He said he turned it down. He definitely said he's not accepting to go to the island. Last week we saw AG Pam Bondi get grilled. I mean, she was laid out to dry, and her answer was, "Hey, what about the stock market?" She dog whistled to our lawmakers and she said, "Hey, don't worry about this. Worry about the stock market." And everyone said she was so stupid, blah, blah, blah. No, I think she sent a message like, don't look over here. Let's look over here because y'all are benefiting from this system. Y'all are benefiting from these nasty things. These politicians, they do nasty things themselves. They do insider trading. They find out about when, stocks are going to, be sold, and then they can sell early or buy early. This is what they do. So she was reminding them, you guys benefit from this too. Here we go.
Seems that it wasn't only the trafficking of young girls, as the narrative suggests, but there are code words that suggest Jeffrey Epstein and his associates could maybe even be engaging in some sort of consumption. Is that human consumption? Are there code words? There's a lot of talk of beef jerky. There's a restaurant called The Cannibal where the owner is listed in some of these documents. Now, that isn't a restaurant that is just proclaiming to serve human meat by any means. But some of this just, it seems that there's a lot of conspiracies that make you wonder. And I saw more emails about torture, and these coded conversations still have a very clear topic that torture was big. It was a big driver for them. And these were sick people doing very, very sick things. As you mentioned, there are many women who are involved in this. You have folks that were working directly for Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. Right. And a lot of these women are the ones that are sending emails saying, here's one 10 years old, 11 years old, 9 years old. And it's just very disturbing to see the women who are involved.
And that's the other thing about the Epstein files. And this is where I'm critical of it, guys. Let me be clear. Anyone under the age of 13, 14, disgusting, denounce it. I denounce all of it. Let me be clear. But the problem is a lot of these women, okay, and these girls were recruiting other women and girls. So this is an interesting case, okay? This is very interesting in the sense of, are they guilty? Or, what do you call what they did in this? And I think that's the problem with this. It's definitely setting precedents, okay? It's definitely setting precedents of who are victims versus who are complicit in these situations. We saw it with the Diddy trial, okay? We saw it with Cassie. Was Cassie being ex-trafficked as she was procuring male prostitutes for her and Diddy to sleep with? The same with the Jane Doe. So we are actually, it's opening up a lot of interesting conversations. Guys, Jay-Z also came out. Jay-Z is also now being named in the files. Let's be clear. I'm going to play this clip. This is Allie Carter. Allie Carter has been a ex-trafficking survivor. Let's hear what she had to say about Jay-Z.
Yes, there were shrines used for rituals. There's bloody places. There's parts where there's limbs. People cut off limbs and want you to have sex in it. There's blood. There's blood that I don't even know who it belongs to. There's a lot.
So hang on. So someone like the people that you've named are here at these shrines where there is human flesh, bones, human body parts, and they want people to participate in orgies in amongst all of this human blood. Is that a satanic ritual feces? Is this a satanic ritual that they are participating in?
Yes. Yes, there's people who want to, there's people who have sex with animals, dead animals. I was taken and told that I had to give a blowjob to Biden.
So Joe Biden was there at this shrine.
Something happened. I don't know what happened. I was down there for a while. There's certain people that you don't talk about because you just don't. There were certain people that I seen down there, from Beyonce, Jay-Z. You don't tell on P. Diddy, but P. Diddy.
So you said you don't tell on these people. Is that like a code that all victims adhere to? They don't talk about this stuff?
Yes, you don't, because nobody's gonna believe you. You're nothing to them. You don't count. You're just a toy. You're not essential, as they call them. You're expendable. And as a child in that situation, I wasn't the type of person that was fighting all the time, because I started to learn who I was. I started to learn my pimp. I started to learn what I was in. I started to learn that you don't fight. You watch what you say, you watch what you do. And at some point I stopped fighting people, and I started to.
All right, guys. So I heard enough of this. This is pretty graphic. This was released years ago, before the Diddy trial, before any of this came out. People that, and this is the thing. People on the right had been saying this stuff for years, and people attacked us. People said, you guys are crazy. This isn't true. Come to find out, it's much, much worse than anything we've ever told you guys about. Like, that's the reality. It's much, much worse. Are we crazy? Like, I don't know. We are truly in a spiritual battle, though. This is one Epstein survivor, and she said that she's upset with the release because of, unfortunately, things that have been released. Let's watch.
The recent dump of files, I'm just kind of horrified by. And it's a kind of re-traumatization that, in some ways, I mean, because, the worst, the actual experiencing it is over, experiencing the abuse. But the fact that the very people who are meant to lead this country, who are meant to protect the innocent and the vulnerable and stand up for those who can't stand up for themselves, have completely re-traumatized us. It's I mean, it's like being raped by the Department of Justice, because we are exposed, we're vulnerable. I mean, I'll just speak for myself, but when I was contacted by a journalist via my attorneys, Brad Edwards and Brittany Henderson, and they said, you know, because I had said, oh, is there anything about me in the release of the files? And honestly, I had no idea that some of these documents even existed. So when they said yes, and then they sent me the documents, I mean, I had to pull over. I was driving and I was on a retreat with my daughter, and I had to stop and I looked at these documents and everything went into slow motion, because my addresses, my driver's license with my picture, my signature, my phone numbers, notes from the government that were, I mean, I was compelled to give testimony in the Maxwell trial, and therefore I was also compelled to give an honest amount of information on my life and notes on everything personal that had ever happened to me, and all those were released. And you can't put that back in. You know, there are other survivors who I know have been exposed in a way that may be far more injurious, because they had previously always been anonymous. And just to be clear, you know, many people have written to me on social media and said, well, if you're already out and talking about being a survivor with your own name, then what's wrong with having your information out there? Well, first of all, it wasn't my choice to be public about this. It was my choice to speak in my own name at the dismissal hearing of Epstein's charges after he died. But it was not my choice to be outed on the internet and on these various different trolls.
So yeah, as you guys can see here, this is an Epstein survivor. She's upset that her information has been leaked. But the other thing that came out this week that was of interest with the Epstein stuff is Ghislaine Maxwell. She was asked to come testify. However, she invoked the Fifth Amendment. But I want you guys to look at her face, because this is important. We're going to talk about that. Look at her and remember how she looks, and look at this.
Ms. Maxwell, did you at any time play any role in Jeffrey Epstein's activities involving the recruitment, grooming, or trafficking of young women or girls?
I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to silence.
Ms. Maxwell, have you ever coerced, directed, or otherwise instructed any young woman or girl to provide sexual favors to Mr. Epstein or any other individual?
I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to silence.
Are you aware of Donald Trump ever engaging in sexual activity with an individual introduced to him by you or Jeffrey Epstein?
I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to silence.
Ms. Maxwell, did you and Jeffrey Epstein attempt to surround yourselves with influential individuals to curry favor and shield yourselves from potential scrutiny?
I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to silence.
Ms. Maxwell is prepared to speak fully and honestly if granted clemency by President Trump. Only she can provide a complete account, and some may not like what they hear, but the truth matters. For example, both President Trump and President Clinton are innocent of any wrongdoing. Ms. Maxwell alone can explain why, and the public is entitled to hear that explanation.
Ms. Maxwell.
So I want to share this face with you guys. I want you to watch this. Is it muted? Okay, yeah, I'm gonna mute it. Guys, this is not the same woman. Okay, look at the face. That's Ghislaine Maxwell before. This is allegedly the person that they're saying. The nose, the chin, everything is different, okay? Everything is different about this person, okay? And this is just not the same person. Well, she's invoking her right to remain silent because she wants to she wants a pardon. She wants to say, hey, I can speak, but you need to give me a pardon. And only President Trump can do this. This is why she doesn't. And number one, if you're not going to pardon her, she's she's concerned that it's going to fall back on her even further. I mean, but how much longer can she get in prison? She's never getting out. I think they gave her like 25 years to life or something. And the woman is like in her 60s. So yeah, she wants to get pardoned. But guys, does it even really matter? Is this the same person? Who is this? I thought to myself, her nose can change shape. If she was, I heard she was beat up at one point. There was a fight. And I heard something happened to her nose. Yes, that could explain the nose. But what about the eyes? Why are her eyes looking so different? What about the chin? Why does her chin look so different? This is not the same person, guys. Okay, we really need to be asking, who is this person? That's not Ghislaine Maxwell, you know. And they just be playing in our faces, guys. They really do just be playing in our faces. And they think we're stupid, but we're not. We're calling it out. This is not the same person. Shout out to everybody that's been keeping their foot on the necks and not letting up. You know, at first I was kind of late to the party. I was like, why does this matter? But when I, you know, read some of the things and I heard what they were doing to children and potentially babies, I'm just disgusted. I'm just gross. It's so much more than just massages and something inappropriate. But yeah, the nose doesn't match from what I see. This guy said, I love that you guys believe any effing conspiracy theory except for the ones that have actual effing evidence, like Trump being a PDF. I want to see the evidence of Trump being the PDF. I haven't seen any. Anyways, but nevertheless, clearly it's not the same person, guys. We're going to switch gears here. We're going to talk about Savannah Guthrie. So for everyone watching, please hit the like button. Thank you for supporting this morning. As you guys may or may not know, Savannah Guthrie's mom is still missing. Okay. She's still very missing. I think this is another distraction. We'll get into that. And the sheriff said something incredible. We're going to play his clip. But leading up to what the sheriff said, Savannah Guthrie has released another statement. Another people playing in our face. Let's watch the latest statement from this weekend for Savannah Guthrie and her missing mom. Here we go.
I wanted to come on, and it's been 2 weeks since our mom was taken, and I just wanted to come on and say that we still have hope, and we still believe. And I wanted to say to whoever has her or knows where she is that it's never too late. And you're not lost or alone. And it is never too late to do the right thing. And we are here. We believe. And we believe in the essential goodness of every human being. And it's never too late.
All right. So let's take a look at this, guys. The other thing that came out regarding this case is the sheriff said that could take hours to years, Y-E-A-R-S, for Savannah Guthrie's mom, Nancy Guthrie, who's 84 years old, to come home. I don't believe this. Okay. This is another thing where they're playing in our faces. Years. The lady's 84 years old. Does she even have years to live? If she's not on her meds, does she even have hours to live? Or never? Like Buddy in the chat said, or never. I mean, this whole thing is very, very, very odd, guys. I honestly don't believe she's ever coming home, if we're going to be quite honest. You know, we've done several deep dives. You guys can go back and watch us covering the connections with Savannah Guthrie's husband to the Epstein files. There is a connection. You know, this weekend, some big things came out, though. They did find DNA evidence, which they've sent off to the lab. So maybe we are one step closer to finding who the abductor is. Also, it came out about ring camera footage. I mean, it took weeks, days and weeks for them to put this ring camera footage out. It's very, very odd. Okay. It's just not adding up, guys. I mean, for me, this whole thing makes zero sense. We know as much as we did before as we do today. There's been several ransom notes that have been sent in to Savannah Guthrie and also to TMZ, oddly enough. Why would they send it to TMZ? Why not CNN? Why not NBC? Why TMZ? Also, several of the ransom notes demands have been missed. It's just not adding up, guys. The whole thing is very, very, very odd. And it appears to be a big distraction. For me, it appears to be a distraction. Not everything is connected to the Epstein files, but this is one of those things that could be. And like Sharon said, really strange comments from Guthrie. All of this is very, very, very odd. I don't know. I don't think we're going to ever see this woman alive. That's my thoughts. That's my feelings. I don't think we're going to ever see her alive. It's very sad what's happening with the whole situation. If this is a staged thing, I mean, how awful do you have to be to stage this? This is an 84-year-old woman. Maybe she's safe. Maybe it is staged and she's safe somewhere. And everybody makes fun of conspiracy theorists. And I do think some conspiracy theories are like really off the cusp. But I also think there are many that are like right on point, unfortunately. And I think this is one where it's like, this is a little bit too convenient. Okay. A little bit too convenient. Let's watch this clip right here. This is a good explanation and deep dive of what happened.
Sunday, January 31st, just about 30 minutes before sunset, Nancy Guthrie travels by Uber to the home of her oldest daughter, Annie. After dinner and games, son-in-law Tommaso Sioni brings her home. The time is 9:48. 2 minutes pass, and the 84-year-old's garage door closes. After midnight, Monday, February 1st, a masked, armed man approaches Nancy's door. Head down, he focuses in on the home's doorbell camera, then turns back to grab foliage in a clumsy attempt to cover the device.
There's no question that this was planned.
By 1:47 a.m., that Nest cam is disconnected. At 2:12 a.m., another house camera detects movement. 16 minutes later, 2:28, Nancy's pacemaker disconnects from the app on her phone. Later that morning, a friend who regularly hosts Nancy to watch a streamed church service alerts the family that she's absent. 11:56, family goes to Nancy's home to investigate. 7 minutes later, 911 is called. 12:15, sheriff's deputies arrive at Nancy's house and the search begins.
Breaking overnight, Nancy Guthrie, Savannah's 84-year-old mother, now at the center of a missing persons case.
Monday, February 2nd, the nation wakes to learn of Guthrie's family's nightmare. The Today Show begins without Savannah and with grave news.
And our thoughts and our prayers are with our dear friend and colleague and her family this morning.
We saw some things at the home that were concerning to us.
9 a.m., the Pena County Sheriff's press conference is carried live from coast to coast.
This is a 84-year-old lady who suffers from some physical ailments, is in need of medication that if she doesn't have in 24 hours, it could be fatal.
A local TV station receives a ransom note with specific details about what Nancy was wearing and with two distinct deadlines.
We're gathering some DNA samples to get those to our crime lab. But yes, it's evident to us that she was moved from that house against her will.
By the next day, Tuesday, February 3rd, the sheriff updates News Nation about that DNA.
It confirmed that the DNA that we found belonged to Nancy, Savannah's mom.
It's announced that Savannah will be pulling out of Olympics coverage, and she asked the nation, just pray on Instagram. While sheriff's helicopters circle, News Nation brings viewers a sobering scene. We were able to get up close to the house right near the front door, and there is blood. There is a blood trail near the front door of Nancy Guthrie's house. Wednesday, February 4th, days after the crime scene is released, Law enforcement converges with dogs, a perimeter, and investigators all over the property. Are they getting things in the
Wait,
garage,
hold on,
or are
guys.
they
Wait,
just
wait,
using-
wait, 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 wait. We need to pause this. We need to chat for a second. Why was he able to get that close to the door if this was a crime scene and there were obvious blood here? Can we think about that, guys? Why was this released to the family? Why was this not an active crime scene? This is crazy, guys. I mean, this whole handling of this was really improper. I'm not in law enforcement, but common sense would tell you if somebody was taken and this is ground zero, you shouldn't be allowing people just to walk up to the door and there was blood on the floor. If he was able to see the blood, why didn't they see it? And why wasn't this being marked off? Why didn't they have like pictures, cameras, marking it off, testing it for fingerprints, testing it for shoe prints, whatever? This is crazy. Yes, you have a good point. Jeffrey, you said it best. They're playing in our faces. The fact that they allowed him to get that close to me is wild. But we'll watch the rest and then we'll be wrapping up soon, guys.
Go in and out.
And love for her daughters and family.
Nancy's neighbors gather in prayer.
Now hang in there, Nancy. You got this.
President Trump posts pledging and for the first time, we hear from the anguished family directly addressing the kidnapper.
She is a devoted friend. She is full of kindness and knowledge. Talk to her and you'll see.
Thursday, February 5th sees a meager reward.
Okay. Yeah. So this is, hold on. That message, that video of the family was really odd too, guys. That, LOL, you said it best. They're all involved. I'm doing good, Ben. How are you? Thank you for watching. But yeah, they playing in our faces. Let me finish playing the rest. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to stop it before. Here we go.
Goes, and Nancy's only son posts a message.
Whoever is out there holding our mother, we want to hear from you.
The FBI deploys digital billboards on Friday, February 6th. Nancy's car is towed. We learn another ransom note goes to a local TV station.
Is it, written by the same person? It's very difficult to tell.
And reporters aboard Air Force One get a briefing.
We have some clues, I think, that are very strong, and I think we could have some answers coming up fairly soon.
Saturday, February 7th, brings a flurry of activity both at Nancy and Annie Guthrie's home.
From outside Annie Guthrie's house, saw camera flashes from inside the house coming from the windows. So
Nancy's children release another emotional video.
We received your message and we understand. We beg you now to return our mother to us.
The septic tank behind Nancy's home is searched on Sunday the 8th.
We're now in day 9. FBI Director Kash Patel will be in Tucson today.
The work week begins with the FBI director on site, but behind the scenes. And as a ransom note's second deadline passes, the woman who typically spends her days cheerfully on camera turns to another appeal.
If you see anything, you hear anything, if there's anything at all that seems strange to you, that you report to law enforcement. We are at an hour of desperation and we need your help.
Tuesday, February 10th, a bombshell. The FBI's work nets the video seen around the world.
What we see is planned, but not professional.
Developments unfold rapidly, sending law enforcement south to Rio Rico, Arizona. I'm outside the house that is now being searched. This is her house, and the subject is her son-in-law.
Yeah,
is that right?
son, yeah.
Deputies detain a man for questioning, and then his release.
Like, what the am I doing here? I didn't do anything, to be honest. Like, I'm innocent.
Wednesday, February 11th, the FBI searches along roadways in the Catalina foothills, and a black glove is reported to be found.
Get it forensically tested, come up with a DNA profile.
The 12th, shortly after a forensic height chart is brought in, we get this description of the man at the door. 5'9" to 5'10", average build. His backpack, a Walmart brand, 25-liter Ozark trail hiker.
They are saying as well that they now have 13,000 tips from the public.
Friday the 13th brings rain and gloomy skies for the first time since the kidnapping, and a growing display from a heartbroken community.
People care.
A report of new evidence.
You have unknown DNA that you have found, DNA that does not match anybody in the Guthrie family, does not match anybody working for Nancy Guthrie inside her home.
So someone's leaving. Nightfall nets the most activity to date. A mobile command center, the bomb squad, and a SWAT team. Multiple people detained, and a nation increasingly desperate to bring Nancy home.
Can't imagine that if they get somebody that lives right next to me on my street, that, you know, that even makes sense.
Well, that was a whole lot, guys. That was a whole lot. A whole lot of nothing. A whole lot of nothing. We know as much as we do 14 days ago when she went missing. She's been missing since I think around February 2nd-ish. We know a whole lot. Hey, but maybe she might show up today. This whole thing makes zero sense. It stinks, but keep rocking with your girl, Nora Christine. We do this every Monday and Friday morning. I'll be back Friday morning. We'll be doing the week recap. Who knows what the week will bring? I appreciate you guys for watching. We'll be back tonight. Come back tonight. We live stream at 8 p.m. We have a panel that comes on Monday through Thursday. Tonight is our men's geared night. It's called the Man Cave Show. We do that every Monday and Wednesday at 8 p.m. We will be talking about the allegation from Vlad DB or lack thereof, because it seems like he was trolling. And they'll also be talking about the NBA All-Star Game and Michael Jordan. And tomorrow night, I will be back at 8 p.m. I will be doing a deep dive on James Fishback. We were in talks to bring James Fishback on our show to interview him. We had a date set, but I guess he's too busy. So tomorrow night, we're going to drag him. We're going to do a deep dive. Who is he? The Florida governor race, I think, is going to be the race to watch. He is an independent candidate, but he's closed in on the ranks to Byron Donald. So I will be telling you guys who James Fishback is. We will be doing a deep dive. So definitely come back Tuesday night and also Thursday night. So I'll be hosting Tuesday, Thursday, 8 p.m. But if you guys want to hear conversations with people across all party lines giving reactions, come back. This is the only place on the internet where you can see it done civilly, not in a disgusting, derogatory way to either side. We allow both viewpoints to come and discuss the issues. God bless. Have a good morning. Stay safe, guys, and happy President's Day.
Before we wrap, I want to take a quick moment to talk about how you can support the new party. We are an independent media platform. No corporate backers, no political handlers, just a collection of voices representing all American viewpoints, especially the stories they don't want you talking about.
I'm disgusted with our government, and it doesn't matter which party you're talking about. I'm disgusted.
We are watching an act of genocide. I don't know how else to put it. There are thousands of people getting killed every day.
This is the first time in history that an American cardinal has ever been elevated to pope. It is legitimately make America great again.
Yeah.
Like, they're fighting for illegal immigrants, not immigrants. Illegal. Like, and they burning the flag and shit.
Like I always say, it was a great episode. I'm happy with the wins that Donald Trump's.
Like you heard Nora Skeptic say, we're going to keep bringing like different types of content and things that we know people want to see. And like we always say on the new party, always vote.
If you believe Americans can still have civil discourse, even in these polarizing times, we need your help to stay independent and keep growing. You can support us by donating to our GoFundMe page, becoming a channel member, sending a super chat, or grabbing merch from the New Party store. Every donation goes directly toward growing the channel promotion and our upcoming documentary. And as a thank you, donors will receive an exclusive copy of the documentary 1 week before it premieres. Who is the New Party? We're you, your voice, your stories, your America. We can only do this together. So if you're able, please donate and help us get the message out.